Hello everyone. In this video, we will look at binary adder and subtractor. In the previous lecture, we studied 4-bit binary adder. For that purpose, we combined 4 full adders to implement a 4-bit adder which could add 2 4-bit numbers. So the question is, can we reuse that full adder circuit to implement subtraction? And the answer is yes, by using 2's complement. A complete logic circuit capable of adding or subtracting two numbers by using 2's complement is presented in this slide. So how this circuit works, you see there are 4 full adders attached with some additional gates. So in this video, we will look at how this circuit works and how to implement it. So before start, let's revise 2's complement concept. As we know already, there are 2 types of complements, 1's complement and 2's complement form. So if we have a binary number, for example, let's say 0 1 1 0 1, then if we revert all the bits, if bit was 1, then we can convert it to 0. If bit was 0, then we'll convert it to 1. Then it is called 1's complement. So after inversing the bits, if we add 1 in the least significant bit, then it will be called as 2's complement. So here is 1's complement form of our binary number, and if we add 1 in that number, then we will have a 2's complement. And you see, our binary number is a representation of 13 decimal positive 13, and its 2's complement representation represents minus or negative 13. So 2's complements are used to represent negative numbers, and to achieve their magnitude, we again perform 2's complement, and we will be able to get the number back or its magnitude. So the idea is, if we are going to subtract b from a minus b, then by using 2's complement, we'll do a plus minus b. So actually, we will perform addition for these two numbers, a and minus b, by taking 2's complement of b, and we would be able to achieve subtraction. So before moving further, we should understand signed binary numbers. So the most significant bit is used for sign. So if, like this, here is 0 1 1 1, this bit is behaving as sign bit. So if this is 0, then number is positive. If this bit is 1, the number is negative. And you can see from the second column, all are zeros from 0 to a positive 7, and from -1 to -8, all significant bits, most significant bits are 1, which represent that these numbers are negative. So signed numbers also affect the range of binary numbers. For example, if there are 4 bits, if we are talking about 4 bits, total possible combinations are 2 raised power 4, which is equal to 16. But for signed numbers, the range is from positive 7 to negative 7, and 0 is between. So the highest number, or the largest number, largest signed number, by using largest signed number is +7, and the smallest signed number is -8, and total are 16. So if we do some examples by using 2's complement, so first example just adds +5 +2, both are positive, and the answer is +7, which is also positive, and you see all the sign bits are 0. And in this example, +5 minus 2, +5 is 0 1 0 1, which is simply very simple. It is not a signed number. It is a positive with a 0 at its most significant bit. -2 is representation after taking 2's complement. So if we add it here, 1 1 and 0 0, so the answer is +3, and most significant bit is 0, means answer is positive. Same case here in third example, -5 in its 2's complement, -2 in its 2's complement, and the answer is -7, and it is again also in 2's complement form, and most significant bits are 1 for all these three numbers. So for verification, let's move to the previous slide. -7 is 1001. So here you see -7 is 1001. So answer is correct. The fourth example, here we have a greater or larger negative number, that is -5, and a smaller +2 plus 2. So -5 plus 2, answer is -3, which is in 2's complement form. So for verification, -3 is 1101. So here -3 is 1101. So answer is again correct. So the idea is pretty simple. We can reuse our adding circuit or adder to implement subtraction. All we need to do is to perform 2's complement before addition. So for example, if we try to draw the picture of full adder here, so let's say we 4-bit adder or subtractor. It adds or subtracts 4-bit binary numbers. So let's say this is our 4-bit adder and subtractor. I would write A and S or S. So let's say these are A bits, A0, A1, A2 and A3. Similarly, here are B0, B1, B2 and B3. So here we also have C0, means carry for first or least significant bits for addition, and some would be S0, S1, S2 and S3. And here is C out or C4 in this case. So let me write C4. Okay, so now this is an adder, so which will add two numbers A and B, two 4-bit numbers. So before we can update this circuit to perform subtraction, for that purpose we would require 2's complement for B. So for that it would be like A plus minus B. And there are two steps to perform 2's complement. First, 1's complement. In 1's complement, we will inverse all the bits. So let's say if we attach a NOT gate for all B bits, NOT here, in this case, all the bits will be inverse, and now we will need to add 1. So add 1. For that purpose we will use our carry 0. For addition, carry is 0, and for subtraction we can update this carry for 1. So this is for addition or add, and 1 is for subtraction. So it's pretty simple. If we attach these 4 NOT gates and update our C0 from 0 to 1, the same circuit will start working as 4-bit binary subtractor. If we remove these NOT gates and update our C0 to 0, the circuit will start working as an adder. So the thing is, it's not that practical to attach different gates and then remove that different gates from circuit. So we need a generic circuit so that we just switch it on, or we just change one bit, so that circuit starts adding, and again we change that bit, circuit could start working at subtractor. So for that purpose we can use an enable or switch, like here. M is that bit which will perform the task to switch between adders and subtractor. And in this diagram, there are four different adders are attached. Now see, there are two inputs, A and B, and they all have four bits, A0, A1, A2, and A3, and B0, B1, B2, and B3. So it is important to note that M is attached with all B inputs, and it is being XOR with all bits. So here the value of M is being fed to our XOR gate with B0, then B1, B2, and then B3. And M is also attached with our Cin. So let's see what is the effect of the M value on our inputs. So let's say if M is 0, so what would happen? It would be used with XOR. So let's say we have B, M, and B XOR M. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So if M is 0, there are two cases. Let's say if M is 0 and B is 0, then XOR will do 0. Again here, if M is 0 and B is 1, B XOR M will return 1. So if M is 0, our Cin will be 0, and the value of B will straight away pass from the gate as it is. So if it was 0, then 0. If it was 1, then 1. So no effect. So it means it will be input to the circuit just like its value, and the addition operation will be performed. So if we switch value of M from 0 to 1, so first carry or Cin will have value 1. So let's say if M is 1, then B is 0, M is 1, then circuit will output 1. And similarly, if B is 1 and M is 1, circuit will output 0. So it means this is working as NOT gate if value of M is 1. So all the values of B will be inversed, and Cin would have 1. So it would be working as subtractor. So all the functionality of subtractor and adder depends on M. We can switch that bit to perform addition, and we can switch that back to perform subtraction. Pretty interesting. We can reuse the whole circuit just by attaching 4 XOR gates and 1 M bit. Okay, so as we have just discussed that the range of binary numbers is changed, there are lesser numbers if we attach a sign bit, because one bit is used for sign, that is also a most significant bit. So for 4-bit numbers, our range is from 0 to +7, and then -1 to -8. So there are possibilities of overflow if our answer exceeds the limit from positive side or from negative side. So there are both possibilities. So these are 4 scenarios in case of 4-bit adder or subtractor. So let's discuss them, how they work or how they occur. So let's say the first one is +2 - 4. So if I perform the addition, plus 2 is 0, 0, 1, 0, and minus 4 is 1, 1, 0, 0. If I add them, the answer is 0, 1, 1, and 1. So it should be equal to minus 2. And 110 is actually equal to minus 2. And there was carry from last two bits was 0 and 0. So means there were no carries. So for all these additions, the carry was 0. So for that, we need to cater last carry C in and second last carry C n minus 1. So in here, last two carries are 0, 0, and there was no overflow, value is correct. So for 0, 0, there is no overflow. Okay, for next example, if we add 1, 1, 0, 1, that is minus 3, with 1, 1, 1, 0, with minus 2, the answer should be minus 5. So 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 0, carry 1, and 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1, and carry 1. So last carry is 1 and second last carry is also 1, and the answer is 1011. So let's verify whether it's 5 or not. 1011. So minus 5 is, see here, 1011, which is correct. So again, no overflow. So the other example is third one. So we can add plus 7 with plus 6. The answer should be plus 13, which definitely exceeds our limit, because the highest number is plus 7 in this range. So 0, 1, 1, 1 for plus 7, 0, 1, 1, 0 for plus 6. If we add it, 1, 0, 1 carry, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1 carry, and 1. And here there are, then 1 plus 0 plus 1, and next carry is 0. So the number is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, which shows that it is a negative number, because we are dealing with 4 bits and highest bit is for sign, and this is a negative number. But you see, in our addition, plus 7 plus 6 should be plus 13, but we have found, or we have computed, a negative number. So it means there is something happening internally, and our answer is wrong. So if, for that purpose, if we had a fifth bit, that 0 could go here. So if we had an additional bit, then we could save the answer, but we have only 4 bits, so there is an overflow. And in this case, our last carry is 0 and second last is 1. So now for the final example, we have 1, 0, 0, 1 plus 1, 0, 1, 0 minus 7 minus 6, which should be equal to minus 13, which also exceeds our lower limit. So plus 1, 1, 0, and here carry 0, 0, and 1. So the result is positive, because the most significant bit is 0, so which shows the answer is a positive number. So minus 7 minus 6 should be minus 13, but we achieved a positive number. It means there is also an issue of overflow. If we had an additional bit, that one could be used for negative number. So for that case, our Cn is 1 and Cn minus 1 is 0. So this is overflow and this is again overflow. So from these examples, we can conclude that if last carry and second last carry, if both bits are same, then there is no overflow, means number is in within our range. And if we have different carries, then there is an overflow. So if carry is last carry is 0 and 1, it means if this was 0 was the most significant bit or sign bit, then number was positive. So if it is 0 1, then we can understand that the number has exceeded our upper limit. And if the last two carries are 1 0, then it means the number has exceeded our lower limit. So we can perform scattering of overflow accordingly. Okay, again, so overflow detection, as we have just discussed, last carry is Cn and second last carry is Cn minus 1. If both are 0 0, then there is no overflow. If both are 1 1, then again there is no overflow. If they are 0 1, then there is overflow. If 1 0, then again overflow. So we can attach an XOR gate to detect the overflow of our adder or subtractor. So here you see there are two operands of our XOR, Cn and Cn minus 1. So if both bits are same, the answer is 0. V0 means no overflow. So if for 0 we write 0 1 1 0, which is just like an XOR gate. And if there is 0 1, then there is an overflow. And if there is 1 0, then again overflow. And if there is 1 1, then again there is no overflow. So after overflow detection, we would be able to cater these overflows. For example, the one option is if exceeds the upper limit, then we copy the highest number in that 4 bits. And if it exceeds the lower limit, then we simply copy the highest lower or highest negative number in that 4 bit. For example, the highest one for 4 bits is 0 1 1 1. So if it exceeds the upper limit, we just copy this number to the our answer. So it's for upper limit. So, and if it exceeds the lower limit, so we move or copy the highest lower or negative number in our answer, that is 100. This is one method to cater our overflows. So that's it for 4-bit binary adder and subtractor. We have learned that we can reuse our adder circuit to perform subtraction and addition at the same time. We just need to switch one bit and our circuit will start performing some subtraction, and we just revert that bit back M0, the circuit will start doing addition. That's it. Thank you.